Actually don't know what you're saying. Okay, so we're going to start with multiplying polynomials. Before we can do that, what is x to the first power times x to the first power? Do you know what that is?
x2.
It is x squared. How about x squared times x to the third? Do you know what that is?
x6 squared.
You actually add the numbers. It's 2 plus 3. So it's
All
x to
right,
the fifth.
x5 square.
X to the fifth, yeah. So how about x to the seventh times x to the third?
x11.
You're adding 7 plus 3, right? So x
Oh,
to,
it's 10. It's 10.
it's
It's
10.
10.
Okay. So over here to the right, I don't know if this will help, but there's a, you can write it this way: x to the n times x to the m equals x to the n plus m. Basically, you add exponents. Let's try a few more. What is x to the eighth times x to the fifth?
x13.
X to the 13th. Very good. Okay. Now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether the exponents are positive or negative. So like, let's say it's x to the fifth times x to the negative 3. You're still adding the exponents. What does that become? So remember, you're just
X squared.
Yes, 5 plus negative 3 is x squared. Okay. So let's say it's x to the negative 4 times x to the sixth. What does that become?
X negative squared.
What is the number up here? Give me
2.
that one. 2. Excellent. That's right. Okay, now what if they're both negative? So let's say it's x to the negative 5 times x to the negative 7. You still add the exponents.
Wait, no, hey, it's x negative 2.
Okay, so let's go back and look at that together because I want to make sure you see that. Oops, sorry about that. This let me stop sharing for a moment. Get back to the right screen here.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at this one more time here. I said, and I gave you the property in the top right. You just add the exponents. Negative 4 plus 6. Which one is further from 0, the 6 or the 4?
Six.
6. So the answer has to be positive. So this is the same as 6 minus 4, x squared.
Okay.
Okay, let's try another one here. How about x to the negative 7 times x to the fourth? Again, you're just adding the exponents.
X3.
Okay, so here's the correct answer. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're adding the exponents, negative 7 plus 4. So we spent some time last week working on this. That's why these skills are so important here. Let's try a few more. X to the eighth times x to the negative 6.
X 14.
Okay, remember you're adding the numbers. So it's x to the 8 plus -6. Which is further from 0, 8 or -6?
-6. I mean 8.
8. So the answer has to be positive, right? It has to be positive. Okay.
Okay.
So here again, because 8 is further from 0, it becomes 8 minus 6, or x squared. Is that okay? Is that clear?
So wait, what? So that equals
X squared.
okay, x squared.
You've got to decide which number is further from 0, because that tells you which one it is, whether it's positive or negative. There's 2 steps. First you determine whether it's positive or negative, and you do that by deciding which one is further from 0. Second thing you do is you take the larger and you subtract.
Hey, can you go back up to x 5 times x -3?
Sure.
How did you get x2? So it's supposed to be x 2 for the bottom. I mean, wait, what did you subtract?
Well, you're adding negative numbers, and I think this is something that's been a struggle, a point of struggle. So we can work on that separately now if you want.
Okay, maybe I think I know now. Okay, thanks for that. Can you go back down,
Sure.
please? Good. All right.
So again, like you have to, when you have one positive and one negative number, as you have in all these examples you're doing, you figure out which one is further from 0. That tells you whether the answer is positive or negative. Then you always take the larger number without the sign and subtract the smaller. And that's what we did here, 8 minus 6. Let's try another one. X to the -7 times x to the 4. Again, which is further from 0, -7 or 4?
All right, I got it. It's x -3.
It is, I agree. Try another couple here. About x squared times x to the -5.
X 3 squared.
So this is the correct answer again, -3. And again, I'll just ask the same set of questions, always the same set of questions. Which is further from 0, 2 or -5? And the answer is -5. Okay, so the answer is negative. That's that part of it. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. That's where that comes from. Okay, let's try it. Let's try some more. There's plenty of time here to get this down. So x -6 times x to the 4th.
Okay. x -2 squared.
It's x -2, like that, right?
Mhm.
Great. Let's try another one here. Okay, x to the 7th times x to the -13.
X -6 squared.
Like that, x to the -6.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, let's try a couple more here. How about x to the 5th times x to the 7th? What does that become?
X 12.
Excellent. Okay, so now here's one I haven't shown you yet. X to the -3 times x to the -4. They're both negative, and you're adding them. So the answer has to be negative. Okay, so it's x to the negative what?
Okay, hold on.
You're just adding the numbers. It's definitely negative. So then you just add 3 and 4 together.
X -7.
Right.
Okay, let me write it down.
Go ahead and give this one a try, and I'll check back with you in about 60 seconds or less.
Okay.
Let me know when you get an answer for this one.
Yeah. X X X 11. Yeah, that's
-11.
what I thought. X -11.
Right. Okay, so let me give you 4 problems here. This will summarize everything we've done. X squared times x to the 4th, x to the -2 times 4, x to the -4 times x squared, x to the -4 times x to the -2. These are the 4 types of problems. Oops, I'm sorry, I have a missed an x there. These are the 4 types of problems that you need to be able to do. So I'd like you to try each of them and let me know when you get your answer for letter A.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let me write down the answers.
No, I got it.
X to the
It's x
sixth.
six,
Okay,
and that is x2, x -2, and x -6.
good. Great. Okay, so now we're going to move on. I'm glad you got all this correct. We're going to move on to actually multiplying a monomial times a polynomial.
Okay.
This is probably what you saw in class. So let's say I gave you the following. I say, well, actually, we do need to do one thing in between here. So let me get back to this. What is 2x times 3x? So here you can multiply the 2 and the 3 together. And that's 6.
Okay.
What is x times x? You add the exponents, right?
Yeah, it's 6x squared.
Excellent. What if it's 4x times 5x squared? Again, you multiply the 4 and the 5, gives you 20. X to the 1 times x squared is x cubed, or x to the power of 3.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing it. Let me just.
Sure.
Okay.
Great. Now you try one here. What is 3x squared times 4x cubed?
(12x5).
Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to make this a little more difficult. What if it's negative 2x squared times 5x cubed?
Okay. All right. You just. Okay. Negative 10x5.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So now we can do some of the problems that we talking about here. So let's say it's negative 3x times 4x plus 5x squared. Okay. So this negative 3x, maybe you saw this in class, is going to multiply this, and it's going to multiply this next one. So it's effectively like this: negative 3x times 4x, which you already did a problem like that, plus negative 3x times 5x squared. Do you see that? Do you see how this number, this term, negative 3x multiplies the 4x?
Okay. Yeah.
And we turned it into a problem that you just know how to do. We just made it 2 of them.
Okay. All right. Let me solve this.
Okay, go for it.
Negative 12x1 plus negative 15x3.
So here I've written the correct answer. I heard something different here. Do you see that it's
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I just forgot x equals 1, right?
when it's just x, that means it's x to the power of 1.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's try another one here. Negative 3x squared times 4x squared plus 5x cubed.
Negative 12x4 plus negative 15x5.
Excellent. Okay, good. Let's try one that's slightly more difficult now. That is correct. So let's move down here. How about this one? How about negative 2x to the negative 4 times negative 3x to the negative 5 plus negative 4x squared.
Okay. 6x negative 9 plus 8x negative 2.
Like this?
Yes.
Excellent. Wow, that's really good. I'm glad you got that right. Okay, let's just we'll do one more of these and then we'll move on to a new topic.
Division?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so negative 4x to the fifth times 3x to the minus 2 plus negative 7x to the minus 8. Let's do that. Let's do that. That one right there. And then I'll move on to division on this one after you get this right.
Negative 12x3 plus 28x negative 3.
Yeah, negative 12x cubed plus 28x to the negative 3. Perfect. All right, let's talk about division now. Okay, and you probably did some of these in class, so hopefully some of this will be review. What is x cubed divided by x squared? And what you do essentially is you subtract the top number, top minus bottom. Okay, so that's x to the power of 1. All right, x to the 8th over x to the 4th. What does that become? Remember, it's top minus bottom,
X4.
x4. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. And some people view this as a big subtraction. When they see it, when they see this sign right here, it helps them. We'll see how it goes for you. So let's try one that's a little bit different. What about x squared over x to the 7th? And let's
Negative x negative 5.
yes, and the answer is written like this. Perfect. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's try x to the 4th over x to the 9th.
Okay. All right. X -5.
X to the -5. Perfect. Okay, now where this gets a little bit complicated or frustrating is like, let's say, for example, it's X to the -2 over X cubed. Okay, now I'm going to write this out. It's X to the top number minus the bottom number. Okay, so even though 3 is positive, you're subtracting it. So it's -2 minus 3. They're both negative. So the answer is definitely negative. Okay, and then you just add the numbers together. So this is -5. Do you follow that?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna do an example just like it. X to the -6 over X squared.
Okay.
So it's the top number minus the bottom number. Then you fill in the answer here.
Okay. Yeah. X8.
X to the -8.
Yeah.
They're both negatives. The answer must be negative. And since they're both negative, you add them together. So let's try another one here. How about X to the -4 over X cubed? Give that one a try, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. X -7.
That is correct. It is X to the -7. So let's try another one here. Now, this one's the more difficult one. Let's say it's 4 over X to the -2. Okay, so
Right.
now, so this is 4 minus, and what's the bottom number? -2.
Okay. Yeah.
So these two negatives change it to a positive. This becomes X to the 4 plus 2. Is that okay? Do you follow how two negatives?
X2.
Well, this becomes X to the 6th.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. Yeah, we're gonna just try more. I mean, that's all this is. We're just doing lots and lots of practice.
Okay.
So this is X to the 5th minus a -3.
X8.
Very good. Okay, so let's do a couple more here. Let's say it's X to the 3rd over X to the 5th. What does that become?
X -2.
I agree. It's X to the -2. Okay. Let's try another one. How about X to the -3 over X to the 5th? So this is something new. This is X to the -3 minus 5. Actually, we've already done this type. I take that back.
x negative 8.
X to the negative 8. Great. Let's try another one here. How about x to negative 3 over x to the negative 5?
x2.
Okay, so that looks pretty good because it's x to the negative 3 minus a minus 5, or x to the negative 3 plus 5, which is x squared. Now your last one here on this batch would be x to the 3 over x to the minus 5.
X negative 8.
So we have x cubed minus a
X8,
minus,
right?
yes, x to the 8th. Good. Okay, so now we're going to move past these. We're going to try some problems where it's something like this, like x cubed plus x to the 5th over x squared. Now, what's really important here for you to see and remember is that it's not a choice. You have to divide both of these. So this becomes x cubed divided by x squared plus x to the 5th divided by x squared. Now you know how to do these, so I'd like you to give me the answer to each of these, please.
Yeah. X1 plus X3.
Excellent. Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say it's x to the 8th plus x to the 9th over x to the 4th. Try this one on your own, please. And keep in mind, again, you have to divide both of these. It's not a choice. You have to do it to both.
Divide both of them?
Yep. So just like in the previous problem here, like it wasn't x cubed divided by x squared. It's both of them divided by x squared. This first one became this. The second one became this. Down here, you're dividing x to the 8th by x to the 4th. Then you're dividing x to the 9th by x to the 4th.
X4
Plus,
plus X9.
this is a 9 and this is a 4.
Yeah.
You
Thank you for that.
You have to subtract again.
Plus x 5.
Very good. Okay, let's try another one here. X to the 7th plus x to the 11th over x to the 9th. So I want you to try this one on your own, please.
X -2 plus x2.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. Okay, so I'm going to increase the difficulty here slightly. Let's say it's 8x cubed plus 12x squared over 4x. Now again, you have to divide both of these. 8x cubed over 4x plus 12x squared over 4x.
Okay.
So this time you got to divide both the numbers, like 8 over 4 and then x cubed over x to the 1. 12 over 4 x squared over x.
So you have to divide the 8 and a 4, for example, 8 and a 4, and then you have to add 3 and 1.
Well, you subtract 3 and 1.
Okay, I know.
Right, right.
Yeah. 4x2 plus 3x1.
So 8 divided by 4 is 2.
No, it's 4. I mean, oh yeah, it's 2.
Yeah. Good. Good job on that one. Good overall. So go, if your dad's available, you can grab him. I can give him a little bit of feedback. I thought you did a great job today as always. And you know, we'll just keep working on more stuff tomorrow. But
Hey,
you know,
Dad,
grab your dad.
come on now.
Hi, Matthew. How did you do?
You did great. Got through a lot of problems today again. We're worked on multiplying and dividing polynomials. I think he's understanding the work we're doing. He's doing a lot of practice problems on his own. So we'll just keep doing this. You see some things you'd like me to work on with him, or if, you know, if you get anything from class, we can always work on that. But I think he's doing a great job. He's being very attentive and,
Okay.
you know, working through the problems. So.
Okay. I mean, does he need to do any homework or anything that?
The problem is the homework would be. I mean,
don't have any homework.
I can throw. I'll throw in a few problems here at the end, and
Okay.
and I'll just. You can just, if he wants, you can do these at the end here. So.
You want to do this, Sourish?
Huh?
Okay.
No homework because I'm
Huh.
good. I can be doing those when I get back to school.
Okay, so okay, all right. Then he's not ready at present, so you know.
Okay. So
We'll
well,
see
you let me.
tomorrow
Yeah.
again, you know.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for scheduling, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great night. Bye now.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.